everyone, I'm Charlotte Brunin from the Mother Earth News and Friends podcast. I recently did a podcast episode with Janice Cox at the Mother Earth News Fair in, Frederick, Maryland. And because of that, I wanted to get a little bit more interested in making your own soap at home. So here I am. Check out the episode with Janice. It's already up. We'll leave a link in the show notes for you. And we are making some soap today, but Q here is going to tell you a little bit more about that.
Hi, I'm Q, and I am the social media coordinator for Mother Earth Living and Mother Earth News. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to do a soap that has been, some of the supplies have been sent to us to test out. And this is a melt and pour recipe. So it is not going to be a recipe where we do everything completely from scratch, but it's an easy way to get started if you've never made soap or if you want to make some gifts for friends or family. And we have essential oils from Mountain Rose Herbs, and we have our melt and pour soap from Candles and Supplies. You can find them on the link in the comments. And then we have this awesome book that we sell in our Mother Earth News store that you can purchase, very affordable, and it has a lot of those recipes. And we're gonna kind of give it a try today. We have sort of made our own recipe, but it is inspired by this book.
Yeah, so when we did the podcast with Janice, something that we really focused on was things that are in conventional skincare products that maybe you would not necessarily want on your skin, and what you could do to replace that with her natural products and different recipes. So reasons why you maybe wouldn't want to use conventional soap and you might want to make your own. Well, first and foremost, it's fun. It's kind of fun to try something new.
Definitely.
You can give soap as gifts to people. I think a lot of people get really interested in soap making around the holidays, and if you don't get around to it, you can just give them the kit. So
yes,
there you go.
And that is the awesome thing about the Candle and Supplies company. This is a kit that they sent, so literally everything that we needed was in the kit. We just wanted to add our own scents, and that's where Mountain Rose Herbs came in.
Right, and right here we have the myrrh, which Q will probably tell you a little bit about later, but that's something that they sent with us as well. And so the soap that we made before is a facial bar, and the myrrh helps cleanse your skin, and it's not as harsh as some other conventional products. So that being said, if you have any skin allergies or sensitivities, it might be a good thing to try out on your own and see if you can make some soap that you really enjoy.
Right, and then one of the greatest things is, so this is a honey-based melt and pour, but their website has literally all kinds of options. So if you have some sort of allergy or sensitivity to a certain type, you can most likely find something you're looking for. If you don't want to have palm oil or anything like that, you can definitely look on their site and you'll find what you're looking for. So the water has been warming up, and we're going to go ahead and get started.
Okay, do you want me to cut this up for you?
Yeah, so one of the coolest things is that the kit actually makes a lot more than we were expecting to. So this is what we used last time, and I'm just going to have Charlotte cut it so you can see how easy it is to cut the actual bar. But we're going to only make one side, and that's 1 pound.
Okay. So this is 3 pounds total on the
cutting
board?
It's 2 pounds.
Oh, 2 pounds.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
we have 1.5 pounds on the cutting board. Got it.
Yeah.
So that is how easy it is to cut. And then do you want me to just chunk these pieces for you so it melts a little bit faster?
That would be great.
Okay.
We kind of started
Just
warming
like
it up.
butter.
It is. It's very soft. It kind of looks like Jell-O, and we've been joking around a lot about how the soap looks like something you can eat, and it smells really good, so it's very enticing. But you know, you want to make sure that it's soap and not chocolate or something like that when you go up to it. That's how amazing it looks.
The other day we made some with lavender, and it smells so amazing. And I don't know if any of you have had lavender ice cream.
Oh yes,
it's the best thing on the planet, and I just want to eat this soap now after having lavender ice cream.
Charlotte was like on the hunt to find this ice cream when we were on a trip.
It took me almost a year. I found some lavender ice cream locally after I had some in Oregon. So I did it.
So this is melting pretty quickly.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure we're following the recipe to par. So we cut up the 16 ounces. So that's, let's see. So really we just wait, and then we're going to put some myrrh, and like she mentioned, this is really good for your skin. And it's kind of an exfoliating feeling from what I'm understanding. Jessica used it and she said it kind of felt like that. So you don't necessarily have to use this. It just came with the kit. You can kind of play around. That's the best part about it. We did use some lavender we cut up from one of the fields here in Kansas.
Yep.
And so, yeah, so you can kind of make it your own. And that's the best part about it.
And are we scenting it with this mandarin today?
We are using mandarin today, and I love mandarin. I am currently enrolled to get my aromatherapy certification, so I'm learning a lot about proper use of essential oils. And mandarin is very relaxing. It's actually an oil used for more of like a sedative for like relaxation and anything that's more calm. So you would think that it'd be more like orange, invigorating, like, yeah.
Buzzword that they use for
right.
citrus things.
But it's not, and it's also safe to use out, like if you go outside and get some sun exposure. Most citrus oils are phototoxic, and this one is not, and that's why it's my favorite, because it's relaxing, and sometimes I want that nice citrus smell, but I don't want to be awake because it's late at night. So we're getting close.
I have a question for you,
Yeah.
kind of out of the blue, since we are talking about mandarin, which a lot of people think mandarin will eat them. Can you eat or cook with mandarin oil, or is that something that's a little iffy?
It's a little iffy, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. I think, there's a process where you could, but I think that staying away from that is probably the safest. But I know that there are people who enjoy doing that, and I just personally I don't do it, but I would put it in my soap every day.
Yeah. Is that something?
Go ahead.
We're really going on a rabbit trail here. Is that something that would be more of a hydrosol thing?
Yes. So if you're thinking of like more internal use, you could do hydrosol. So it is kind of a rabbit hole, but
yeah,
I can explain it.
I
So it's okay.
I'm just gonna chop while she talks.
I think essential oils are a big part of. You can toss that in there here too.
Okay.
So I think essential oils are a big part of soap making. It's actually in the title of the book. It talks about essential oils. So if you were going to consume, I mean, I guess for soap I wouldn't use hydrosol because it wouldn't be like a strong enough scent. But for actually consuming, hydrosols are like a concentrated tea. So when you're making essential oils, you actually get I see that.
Sorry.
You actually get a tea from it, a really concentrated tea, and that would be the one part that I would consume.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have, let's say cardamom, essential oil would make cardamom hydrosol, and then you can make chai tea out of that. So that would be like really delicious, and it would last you a lot longer than tea because you could have it in your fridge and you wouldn't have to remake it every time. But yeah, that would be a fun video or topic to talk about.
Yeah.
So this is just taking a little bit, but it's getting pretty close. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in the myrrh and we're gonna whisk it. And we're only gonna put a pinch of it. We did experience, actually it was my fault, when we made the last soap, I put a lot of myrrh in there. And so you wanna be careful with how much you put in there. The recipe doesn't actually call out how much you wanna use. It's just kind of like an accent to the soap. So,
but do you think you accented the soap pretty heavily?
Yes.
What you're saying?
Like a little too much.
Okay. I'm just cutting these into smaller pieces so they'll melt a little bit faster. So.
And this is probably the longest part of the video, like or the recipe. This is the part that takes the longest because you're waiting. And then everything after that goes pretty fast. And you'll be pretty amazed at how quickly you'll have soap.
I would love to hear, for whoever's watching, I'd love to hear your allergies and sensitivities and what you do to work around those. So if you would like to leave us a message in the comments, that would be great. And then that can give us an idea of maybe something that we can talk about in the future with everyone.
Yeah, and I think that is what draws a lot of people to making their own soap. Mm-hmm. I know at our house, my daughter is very sensitive to any fragrance, and so we don't get anything that has fragrance. And when I say I know a lot of people use fragrances for soap making, but that's not essential oil derived. And so she has immediately her eyes get really red, like around her eyes, and then she gets little crusty things around her eyes, and her skin gets really red. And so
Does it bother her?
yeah, so like she'll like rub her eyes, and it took us a while to figure it out when she was real small. And so we made a switch to non-scented, and then now I've been able to add a little bit of essential oils to her
Would
soap.
you like me to add these?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And so it's been a huge help. So I think that's sometimes why people start making soap, because they are sensitive to something in the soap and they can't control it. And so you can make your own.
These are melting much faster.
Yes, they are. So we'll be ready for the myrrh pretty
Sorry if
soon.
I'm splashing you.
It's okay. Here, I'll
Nothing
put
like
that
hot wax on the hands.
away. Yes. Okay, so we're getting pretty close.
Okay, there's the last bit.
And yep, so we'll just be stirring, and then I guess we'll show you guys the molds. I can kind of show where it's gonna
Would you like
go.
me to stir that?
No,
Or
I'll just
can
give them
mold
to
this.
you.
All right. So here are the molds that we were sent. And as I showed you earlier, this is the product of the mold, the finished product. Maybe I shouldn't be showing this to you yet, though. Maybe we should have waited.
It's okay.
Okay, well, anyways, here is the finished product. It has a cute little bee on it. It came out really well, and we didn't really have any duds. We have a ton of cute little bees that we made. And then you can see the lavender there that kind of collected on the bottom.
Now,
Smells so good.
I will say one of the things we had to do, and I'm not sure. I'm not a soap expert, but I've been wanting to try to make soap for a long time, so this is very exciting. But taking the soap out of the mold was a little bit harder than I thought it would be, and so we got a tip from someone else who's done it before, and they put it in the freezer for a little bit, and then it just came out. So I don't know, have you had any experience with soap making?
I haven't, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so that was very helpful. I think we're ready for the myrrh, so I'm just going to do
Okay.
I'm not going to do what I did last time. I'm just going to do a couple of these. And so you have to stir it so it doesn't clump. And because it's not very much, it was very easy to do. I'm just going to stir it for a little longer. I'm going to use a whisk. And I know you don't know what this looks like because we haven't shown you, but we're about to show you what it looks like. So yeah, you can really play around with scents. Maybe you're going to make a gift for a friend who really loves the smell of peppermint or tea tree, and you could do that very easily. Okay,
How are you feeling about this? Are you feeling good?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we're ready.
Calm and collected.
Calm and collected. So you have to be pretty careful. Can you turn the stovetop for me?
Turn it down?
Turn it off.
All right.
I just realized though that I didn't put the essential oil in there, which is what I think we did that last time. But you know what? That's going to be perfect because that one's not going to smell like anything. Maybe someone doesn't want mandarin. And
Then
okay.
this is for you.
Can you hold this real quick for me?
May I hold this for you?
Yes.
I would love to.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do 1 teaspoon. And the kit that we were sent does have a fragrance with it that they sent. And so you could just use that if you don't want to go out of your way. But I prefer using essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we decided to use them. And Mountain Rose Herbs was very nice enough to send us some. Okay, now I can really smell it. I feel like the lavender was much stronger though.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, here we go. So I just want to be really careful that it doesn't overflow because then it is harder to get it out.
Yeah.
I found out. So originally we thought we were only going to need 1 of these and 1 of these molds. And it turns out that we had enough to make extra. So it was really nice of them to send us 2. And you actually could use pretty much any heat resistant mold, like even just from your kitchen. You just are going to have to keep it away from using it for other food items because you're not going to want to eat out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to keep that in mind.
So if you do want to make little B-shaped Jello molds, save one, or do half the recipe.
Yes. So that's basically it. It smells pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And the awesome thing about the soap is you get your reward pretty quickly.
Yep.
And so you are basically going to have it ready in like 30 minutes. That's literally all it takes. So the process took us what, like 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you let it dry for about 30 minutes. And I checked on it, and then you have to spray it with rubbing alcohol. And I believe that helps the process. So we just put it in this bottle and that's it.
And then from there, we can wash our hands and show you how nicely
Yes.
it lathers up.
And then can you pass me the wax?
I can.
I'm going to show you guys. So when you make this type of soap, you want to store it safely so it doesn't, so it's not, it's kind of a,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not sticky, but you know, it's just like soapy, I would say, I guess. But you want to store it
Lavender.
safely. And we're using a bees wrap that we sell in our store, which you could use as if you're going to give it as a gift. And you can just wrap them each individually in one of them and then keep them safe. Instead of, right, I want to try it. I haven't tried
Okay.
it. And I made this like last week.
I'm going to steal your towel.
So it's very lathery. Like, I love that actually. And yeah, this one smells really good. I think I like lavender smell, but we'll find out about the mandarin once we get there.
Yep.
So, Charlotte, where can we find you?
Where can you find me?
Yeah.
You can find me at motherearthnews.com/podcast, and that is where you will also find the Mother Earth News and Friends podcast. So check out all of the episodes. You're going to learn so much, and you're going to meet several of the speakers and authors that we work with daily. It's a really great resource, and I have a lot of fun doing it. So yeah, check it out.
And I love listening to you guys. We just want to say a quick thank you to Mountain Rose Herbs and Candles and Supplies. They're located in Quakertown, which is really close to where one of our editors live. So go check them out if you're nearby. And you can also find the book on the Mother Earth News store. And if you're interested in a book that's a little bit more in-depth about soap, we do have those. This is a good one to start with, but we have a lot of other selections. And then you can find the Beast Wrap also on our Mother Earth News store. Thank you for tuning in.
Yep, thank you.